Hello viewers, welcome to my channel One Piece Journey. If you like my videos, please give it thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at the boy who started it all, our main protagonist, Monkey D. Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy, better known as Straw Hat Luffy to the world at large, is a carefree yet extraordinarily driven young man who happens to be the captain of an ever increasingly infamous group of pirates, rather creatively named the Straw Hats. Luffy formed his crew with the purpose of embarking on a great adventure to find the One Piece, and thus accomplishing his dream of becoming the Pirate King. This is the dream Luffy developed when he was 7 years old, when he encountered the pirate red-haired Shanks while he was living in the Fusha village, a small province located within the Gol Kingdom in East Blue. Initially, Luffy wanted to join Shanks' crew and even went so far to stab himself under the eye with a knife just to prove he was tough enough to become a pirate. Despite this action, Shanks stated that Luffy was simply too young to join his crew. During this time, Luffy accidentally consumed a devil fruit in the possession of red-haired pirates. I say accidentally, but more accurately, Luffy intentionally ate the fruit. He was just unaware that it was a devil fruit. Quite specifically, it was Gomu Gomu Numi, which is Permitia type fruit that turns its user body into rubber. More on that later. But the unfortunate result of eating a devil fruit was the loss of ability to swim. So when Luffy was kidnapped by a bandit named Higuma the Bear and subsequently attacked in the water by the Lord of the Coast, things weren't looking too great for Luffy. However, Shanks was able to arrive in time to save Luffy, although it cost Shanks his left arm. After this moment, Luffy's drive increased significantly as he looked ahead to become a pirate even greater than his role model Shanks. Upon the departure of red-haired pirates, Luffy explained that he would one day surpass Shanks and become the Pirate King, and Shanks, acknowledging Luffy's sheer determination, left him with his straw hat, and he told Luffy to return it once he had surpassed him, and that really was that. From this day onwards, Luffy became a singularly focused individual, training hard for the day that he would set out sea and begin its journey. Of course, things were quite that simple due to the influence of Luffy's grandfather, Monkey D. Garp, a decorated hero of Marines, who was extremely opposed to the grandson becoming a pirate. Just while we are on the topic of family, Luffy also happens to be the son of Monkey D. Dragon, who is figurehead to the Revolutionary Army and most wanted man in the world. So yeah, Luffy's family is complicated to say the least, and as part of a long string of questionable parenting decisions, Garp decided to take Luffy away from Fusha village after he was influenced by Shanks, and have him raised instead of mountain bandits. Essentially, in a stunning display of logic to prevent Luffy from becoming one type of criminal, Garp had him raised by another type of animal. Sound parenting, Garp. However, here Luffy would meet Ace and Sabo, and after a very rocky start to their relationship involving a stint of child torture, the three eventually formed a very strong bond, and even become brothers through the ritual of drinking salt. The three of them shared their dreams with each other and even briefly considered starting a pirate crew of their own, although this was very quickly shelved after it became apparent that they all wanted to be the captain. And unfortunately, after a complicated incident involving the Blue Gem Pirates and the corruption of the Goa nobles, Sabo was attacked by the Celestial Dragon while setting out on his adventure and presumed dead. After a brief period of mourning, this reinforced Luffy's desire to get stronger. From here, Luffy watched Ace depart for his journey when he reached the age of 17, and 3 years later, Luffy himself left the Goa Kingdom to commence his journey to become the Pirate King, smacking down the Lord of the Coast in a single punch in the process. He would then adventure around the East Blue Sea, managing to recruit a swordsman, a navigator, a long nose, and a chef, many of whom initially refused the insane request to sail into the Grand Line, but all eventually succumbed to the charisma of Luffy. As a leader, Luffy is unorthodox to say the least. He displays very little forethought and has actively been known to plunge both he and his crewmates into certain danger simply for the sake of adventure. With that said, Luffy is extraordinarily caring, loyal, and has complete faith in his crew to overcome any form of obstacle encountered. He has a very simple view of the world and his belief that he can punch his way out of any problem, and his profound success with this philosophy is all part of the all Luffy charm that wins over most characters he encounters. But while charismatic he may be, intelligent Luffy is not. His simple-mindedness boils most situations down to their most basic possible form. For example, Luffy has a tendency to disregard people's actual names in favor of giving them simplistic nicknames based on their appearance. He's also just a goofball in general, even in combat a lot of time. Although when push comes to shove, Luffy is capable of an unwavering level of seriousness, which generally occurs when someone has threatened one of his friends, and you don't really want to be on the receiving end of one of these moods. As such, throughout East Blue, Luffy continued to defeat stronger and stronger opponents until he was finally noticed by the Marines as a bounty of 30 million berries was placed on his head. By this time, Luffy was saying goodbye to East Blue and entering the Grand Line. Here, Luffy visited a whole host of Crazy Island, recruited 4 more crew members, defeated 2 warlords of the sea, and declared war on world government, eventually earning himself a bounty of 300 million berries. This form differs greatly from the previous 2 incarnations of Gears, in that it is far more versatile and allows a greater control of his body, allowing him to carry gear forth for specific opponents or scenarios. The most commonly used form is Boundman, where Luffy essentially becomes a hockey-covered bouncy ball, giving him access to ridiculous speed and absurd power. Although other forms do exist, including the improvised Tankman, which Luffy achieved after eating more than his fair share of biscuits against Charlotte Cracker, and yet to be animated Snake Man, which Luffy conjured in his battle against Charlotte Karuki. Speaking of, after causing untold havoc in the new verse, especially on Whole Cake Island, Luffy has now earned himself a staggering bounty of 1.5 billion berries. In addition to this mighty number, his following is now so large that he is unofficially considered to be 5th Emperor of New World. But even then, Luffy still has an awfully long way to go before becoming the Pirate King. Some more fun facts about Luffy according to Dracula Mink. Luffy possesses the most dangerous ability in the world, which is the tendency to turn pretty much everyone around him into an ally through sheer unintended charisma. According to Ichiro Oda, if One Piece was set in the real world, then Luffy would be from the country of Brazil. Furthermore, if Luffy did not become a pirate, then he would have pursued a career as a firefighter. Quite often you will see the number 56 and number 5 and 6 associated with Luffy. This is because in Japanese 5 and 6 can be pronounced as go and mu. This is because in Japanese 5 and 6 can be pronounced as go and mu, which is a reference to the name of Luffy's devil fruit, the Gomu Gomu no Mi. Luffy is one of the rare main characters in shonen manga who has never been dethroned in the character popularity poll, having comfortably secured first place in 6 official polls conducted over the last 2 decades. And finally, a truly useless fact, Luffy's favorite food is meat. No specific kind of meat though, anything would do really. And his least favorite food is cherry pie, and that pretty much does it for Luffy. Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't even come close. Actually, summarizing a protagonist we've been following for over 2 decades is a pretty much a rough task, but I hope you've been engaged in this so brief overview.